I don't know if you guys have caught on yet, but I love One Piece. I have never been able to experience a story that I can connect with on so many levels, and a story that gives me the opportunity to craft agendas for all my favorite characters, like Higuma's brown hockey and Mihawk's black paint. One Piece has taught me a lot of amazing moral lessons. Is that corny? It's taught me a lot of amazing moral lessons from a lot of incredibly well-written characters. Characters who embody amazing traits like honesty and integrity, selflessness and honor. And then there's Garp. If the sun god represents freedom and joy for the people of the world, then Monkey D. Garp represents their captivity. Agendas aside, Monkey D. Garp and Akainu are having a mid-off to see which one of them I want to see get slimed out by Blackbeard more. I don't like Garp at all. I have a deep dislike for him on the back of my belief that I believe he's part of the problem that causes a lot of the horrible things we see happen in One Piece. And it's a mystery to me that some people's favorite character is Monkey D. Garp. Because didn't this guy let his grandson get killed to protect his pension? For those of you just tuning in, the world of One Piece power-wise is split into 3 groups. There's the pirates, the world government encompassing entities like the Marines, Cypher Pole, the Celestial Dragon, Emu, and the 5 Elders, and then finally, the Revolutionary Army. Of these 3 groups, it's pretty much confirmed that the Revolutionaries are really the only morally upright group. The pirates are pretty fragmented, operating here and there independently, so yeah, you may have heroic pirates like Luffy, but then you also got sickos like Captain Useless Mid, who when he was introduced had a higher bounty than Luffy just because he would attack civilians. Attacking civilians? Bro was running from all the high tiers. We saw what happened. And then you have the world government, who either directly or indirectly causes the vast majority of the suffering in the world of One Piece. Now you're probably asking, Qloudy, what does this have to do with the warrior of captivity? Well, I'm glad you asked. The world government would be incapable of carrying out the vast majority of injustices it does if not for the forward pressure of the Marines. See, in One Piece, the Marines serve as a mostly worldwide quote-unquote peacekeeping force, but their real role implicitly is to be the boot of the world government and the Celestial Dragons. The world government would be nearly impossible to operate if not for the placement of the Marines. Sure, they have Cypher Pole, I'm not going to abbreviate that name, who are definitely strong enough to be fighting, but the purpose of Cypher Pole is to be the CIA type guys who no one knows about, at least until you see them in the newspaper getting packed up by pre-time skip straw hats. The world government needs a large fighting force to protect their interests and the safety of the Celestial Dragons, which is a big part of my problem. The Celestial Dragons routinely kill people, enslave people, commit genocide, rob people, pretty much any bad thing you can imagine, the Celestial Dragons do it, and they do it under the full protection of the Marines. The entity in charge of protecting people is actually the one enabling the crimes against them, and Garp being one of the top Marines is not ignorant of this. If anything, Garp and the Marines are directly complicit in the acts of horror committed by the world government. There is often this really frustrating line of defense for Garp that's like, oh, but Garp says he hates the Celestial Dragons, so he's free and clear. Bro, what? If my job was to supervise a machine that ate puppies and kittens and I don't turn it off, I'm still in the wrong even if I don't like doing it. It is mystifying to me how such a bum can be the father of my goat, the most honorable revolutionary deadbeat in all the 7 Seas, Monkey D. Dragon. No matter how much you try and use your cope hockey, there is no separating the evils of the Celestial Dragons and the complicity of Garp and the Marines. Calling Garp the hero of the Marines is like calling your friend who ran away while you were getting stomped out your best buddy. That shit just don't track. One of my biggest criticisms of Garp is that even if he doesn't directly help with all the evil stuff the world government is doing, he's still enabling it all to happen because of his complacency. Look at God Valley. This bum was literally just chilling with the Huz while my glorious revolutionary king Bartholomew Kuma at 9 years old was fighting for his life. How on earth has he been in the Marines for so long and just hasn't done anything? Fujitora has been in the Marines for like 2 weeks, and when the Revolutionary Army pulled up to Marijois to free the slaves, he just let him do it. Now granted, Fujitora has his own problems, but when you compare him with Garp, who whenever anything is going on, he just eats snacks and does nothing, Fujitora looks like Joy Boy in comparison. Oda is going to go down in history as the GOAT of literature, bar none. I don't care what anybody says. I actually really admire the way he wrote in such a clear parallel with Luffy's inspiration being Shanks ranks, and Garp's inspiration being Saint Charlos of the Celestial Dragons. Oftentimes when I bring up the reality of Garp's complacency within the Marines, I get met with this repeating statement of, oh, he's just one guy, he's working to change the Marines from within, that's what SWORD is for. And honestly, that feels like a cop-out. He's just one guy, he's just one guy. No, I'm just one guy. Garp can do galaxy impacts and destroy mountains and shit. There's levels here. And it's not even just his powers. Like, yeah, he's wildly strong, but that's not really the peak of his abilities. It's the clout he has as the hero of the Marines. It's the respect he has amongst his peers. If Garp really wanted to reform the Marines, he could have done it ages ago. Who's stopping him? Axe Hand Morgan? And then there's a line of, oh, he's training the next generation of Marines to be in SWORD so they can fix it. And you know what? I'm a little more sympathetic to that line of thinking. Trying to form something new out of the Marines to turn it into what it's supposed to be, I like that. But honestly, let's say I was on God Valley and I was about to get slimed out by some dork wearing a fishbowl. First of all, the bullet would not damage me because I'm just like that. But more importantly, all of the people who are helping these guys try and kill me are Marines. So do you think it really matters to me if they're part of some task force? No. If you're a Marine, you're a Marine. I don't care about any of that. The entire system of Marines is dirty forever because of the things they've done, or in the case of Garp, the things they've let happen. I believe that the best way for the Marines to actually reform and become something good is to first free all the slaves on Mary Joie and destroy the human auctions wherever they are. Second, you gotta slime every celestial dragon. 3, gotta slime Akainu. I'm sorry, Akainu just feels like the type of guy who would hide the zombie bite from you until it's too late. And 4, teach Usopp some hockey. That last one is just for me though, because why are the Straw Hats a Yonko crew and only 4 of them are useful in any danger? People talking about, oh, Usopp versus Van Augur, end of the series. Bro, Usopp fights with sunflower seeds. In case it hasn't been made clear yet, I do not like Monkey D. Garp at all. I don't like his ethics or morals, and I don't like his actions or lack thereof. He is, for lack of a better term, a bum. It mystifies me how Luffy and Dragon are related to him. Low-key, I'm starting a new agenda that Garp isn't really their relative. Garp's decision to uphold the Marines at every turn is what has allowed the injustices of the world government to go unchecked. Had he actually grown some fucking balls and taken a stand against all the horrible shit being done, maybe something positive would have come about it. But he didn't, because he's banging on the drums of captivity. All he wants to do is recapture escaped slaves. This guy named his son after the Celestial Dragons. Low-key, bruh, Blackbeard, if you off-screen Garp, Blackbeard, please save us. Please save us, Blackbeard. Like the video, comment, subscribe, hype the video if you're on mobile. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
I'm sipping lean like caffeine. She asked me what my test mean. Bitch choose when niggas fuck my hoes who don't be mad king. I can't escape the bad dreams. I think about when I had things. Louis bags and tag fiends. This number one. It's a Draco in this bitch. That's what that Gucci bag mean. I got say-so in this bitch. I get you took for bad beans. Chrome hard frames, a couple thousand. Only way I see. If they